Hi, welcome to another video. So, DeepSeek, Kimi, GLM, Qwen, and MiniMax are getting extremely capable and extremely cheap. But when people try an open model in a coding agent and the tool calls fail or the edits break, they assume the model is bad. But sometimes the model is not the problem. The harness is. Claude Code is built around Claude. Codex is built around GPT. Open Code gives you broad model access. Command Code is making a more specific claim. It is a coding harness optimized for OSS models, so models like DeepSeek and Kimi perform closer to their actual potential. And that claim is interesting because an agent is not just a model. It is also file tools, terminal tools, caching, provider routing, context handling, and recovery when a model emits a broken tool call. According to Command Code's own internal evaluation, DeepSeek V4 Pro beat Opus 4.7 in 6 out of 10 harder, tool-heavy slices, while Kimi K2 2.6 reached 5 out of 10. These are their internal results, not an independent benchmark from me, so take them with a grain of salt. But the explanation is pretty sensible. Their engineering post says they improved cache routing so an open model could keep a warm conversation prefix across turns, reducing time to first token on cache turns from around 6 to 8 seconds to under 1 second. They also added targeted repair for malformed tool calls instead of letting one bad file or shell argument derail the task, so the weights did not change. The harness stopped wasting the model's work. And this is the key point. DeepSeek, through their optimized agent loop, performs better on their agentic tests than a plain direct model route because it adds the routing, caching, and tool repair that raw API usage does not include. Okay, now, the pricing makes this easy to test. The Go plan costs $1 per month, plus the listed processing fee, and gives you $10 in credits for open source models. It lists around 15,000 typical requests, depending on your model and context usage. Right now, that page also advertises roughly $40 of DeepSeek V4 Pro usage and 2 times Qwen 3.7 max usage until June 22nd on GoPro costs. $15 with $30 in credits and premium model access. Max costs $100 with $150 in credits, while Ultra costs $200 with $300 in credits. And for privacy, Command Code says it does not train on your code or store code snippets, while taste data stays locally in your project and on your machine. You can also run it with CMD_ZDR equals 1 followed by CMD to enforce zero data retention routes. If a model does not support that route, the request fails instead of falling back silently. Now, let's install Command Code. First, make sure you have Node installed. Then open the terminal and run npm install-g command-code. Once installed, verify it by running cmd -- version. Then run cmd login, sign in through the browser, authorize the CLI, go into your project folder, and run cmd. For this video, I do not want an empty Hello World project. I have an existing web app with components, API routes, and tests. I will create a new Git branch first, so every change is easy to review and undo. Now I will open the project in the terminal and run cmd. The first time you open a folder, Command Code asks whether you trust the directory because the agent can read files, edit code, and run commands. I trust this project, so I will approve it. First, I will run /init. This creates or updates the agents.md instructions so the agent knows the scripts, stack, and conventions. Then I will run /model, and for the headline test, I am choosing DeepSeek V4 Pro. We are not asking whether DeepSeek can answer a coding interview question. We are asking whether it can navigate a real project, use tools correctly, make a scope change, and verify the result. So, I will give it a prompt like this. Inspect this project and add a saved filters feature to the issues page. Follow the existing component patterns, persist the selected filter locally, add tests where the existing test structure supports them, and run the relevant checks. Do not introduce a new UI library, and do not modify unrelated files. Let's send it and see. Now it is reading the repo, finding the issues page, and putting together a plan. This is where a weak harness shows itself. If tool calls fail or context disappears, the task falls apart. Here, DeepSeek keeps working through the loop, edits the files, runs the tests, and can fix a failed check. Okay, it is now done. Let me open the diff. This is what I care about. Did it reuse existing patterns? Are the changes scoped? Does the feature run? And did the tests pass? If the output is good, this is more useful than a benchmark screenshot because an affordable open model just did real work in a real code base. Now, one quick feature that is worth showing is taste. Taste is continuous reinforcement learning. It learns for your every accept, reject, and edit signal. Think like you, and consistently grows with you. So the next session opens with the conventions you already prefer. No rules to write, no prompts to maintain. For example, if I tell it to use the existing helper, use Vitest, or avoid unnecessary components, Command Code can learn from those accepts, rejects, and edits. I can press Ctrl+T to see the taste feed, and preferences can be written into the .command code/taste folder. The harness makes the open model useful, and taste helps it align with this code base over time. Now let's quickly go through the other major features while we are here. Okay. /model lets you switch between DeepSeek, Kimi, GLM, Qwen, MiniMax, and Step. With Pro or higher, you can compare against Claude or GPT in the same workflow. Plan mode lets the agent inspect and propose changes before editing, which is ideal for a risky refactor. Headless mode runs a single terminal request with TMD-P. Command code also creates checkpoints. If the agent takes the wrong path, double tap escape or run/rewind to restore the code conversation or both. For pull requests, run/review or pull review context into the session with /pr-comments. So, the model can examine its diff, address feedback, and catch missing tests. You also get custom /commands, skills, MCP support, memory, and IDE integration. MCP connects external tools and docs, while IDE integration shares your VS Code file and selection context. But again, all of those features make more sense under the same story. They are parts of a harness. The reason to use command code with an open model is not merely that the model appears in a dropdown. It is that the entire loop around the model is designed to make it useful for real software work. Now, I want to end the demo with something that is actually pretty cool for this channel. After building this feature and correcting any choices I do not like, I can publish the coding taste that came out of this workflow. So, viewers who want to start with the same conventions do not have to manually reproduce everything I told the agent. First, I can run npx taste lint to validate the taste package. Then, if I want to publish a specific package publicly, I can run npx taste push followed by the package name and the -- public flag. Or, to sync the whole project taste to my remote profile, I can run npx taste push -- all. Okay, once I publish a public package, you can pull it into your own command code project by running npx taste pull followed by my namespace / the package name. I will leave the exact pull command in the description once the package is live. That means you can take the same $1 Go plan, select DeepSeek or Kimi, pull in my starting taste, and see how close your output is to what I showed in this video. And I think this is the right way to judge a claim like this. Command code says its harness makes open source models genuinely competitive for coding. Their internal results say DeepSeek V4 Pro beat Opus 4.76 out of 10 times on hard tool-heavy evaluation slices, and Kimi K 2.6 nearly matched it at 5 out of 10. Their engineering post explains the improvements around cache routing and tool repair rather than just making a vague marketing claim, but you do not have to trust a chart. The Go plan is $1. Pick a real project, run an open model on a real task, inspect the diff, run the tests, look at the cost, and decide for yourself. Because if DeepSeek, Kimi, GLM, and Qwen are already this capable, then paying premium model prices for every small feature and bug fix may not make sense anymore. The model matters, of course, but the harness that lets the model actually do the work matters just as much. So, yeah, command code is not interesting to me simply because it supports more models. It is interesting because it is becoming the coding agent where open models perform like they were supposed to perform in the first place. And if it can consistently do that on real projects, this is a really good option for sure. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating through the Super Thanks option or becoming a member by clicking the Join button. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.